rest of the list for that. This is the development cost for the retail and some of our assumptions that we're using. So total project costs are $261 a square foot. We're putting in leasable 154,000 square foot with gross at 162, so it's like a 95% efficiency I think I have in there. Yeah, 95%. That's with a 20% landscaping. We wanted to make it a little bit more, since we're making it walkable. It's only required to have 14%, but we do have some other available space there. So the development cost, I'm probably, I think, a little high here. My idea with building the building is basically building a structured parking garage, single story, and then kind of like doing the TI on the inside, bottom floor of the garage, you know, and jazzing it up with the haircut wall to hide the cars, all the cars up there. So I had the structured parking at 16,000 a space.
How many floors is the parking?
Just one. It's just rooftop parking.
So what your construction cost is that now? You're going to
So my total construction cost with land, project cost, is 261. So you're about 200 bucks a foot for construction.
And the building itself is basically $150 per square foot. It's like if you wanted to separate retail, it's $150 a square foot.
Well, that's just your, yeah, that's your hard cost. The contingencies should, I mean, I guess my input from you guys would just be like, do these hold water? As far as my, you know, some of these contingencies, developer fee.
No, I think you've probably got the most well thought out financial details.
Okay.
And I think but I think at the same time, once again, it's too much information to include in the oral presentation. It's wonderful information and formatting to include in the written, you know, document. But I mean, it shows how thorough you were in terms of the details.
Yeah.
But that in of itself is
Only part of it.
Is only part of it.
So cash flow.
Can you go back to the other slide?
Yeah, the development one.
Just for the other groups. See how he breaks down the total dollar amount cost and then the per square foot and a percentage. It's pretty standard for everybody wants to kind of see that, because whether some of those line items you look at on a whole dollar basis, the other items you look at on a per square foot, and the others you kind of just take a percentage. You say, oh, you know, contingencies, okay, it's 4%.
Yeah.
He makes it very, very easy to follow and so to read, and leaves you not asking really any questions. And the numbers are also very, very good.
Should I be showing this stuff here? I mean, because I mean.
Yeah, like Dr. Ford said, I think in the presentation,
Like I can.
keep
It doesn't change the.
Yeah.
I mean, in the presentation, I mean, think of it as it's big picture, you know, and the big picture is they're going to say, all right, what's your total construction budget?
Yeah.
What is your total square footage? They're going to do the simple math of dividing one into the other. What is that, you know, on a per square foot basis? How does that translate into rental rates? That's the kind of mental math that's going to take place, you know, and so you've gotten into the weeds on this for the written documentation, but I can, you know, and they may pull apart some little piece of that, but in the actual visual presentation, you know, you're really just keeping it very high level.
Okay.
And that goes for everyone, you know, that you just, because, well, I mean, that's what they're going to focus on.
So by that, do you mean we just say, hey, development of the retail portion of our use is $261 per square foot, or a total of such and such?
Just
we don't break it down by TI,
Right.
Exactly. TI, hard cost, soft cost?
Yeah, I mean, you may have someone on the panel that, for example, might say, all right, so how much of this did you allocate to tenant improvements? All right, in that case, hopefully you've got that information, you know, in the written document that can show that.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the same time, you know, I tend to think you're going to have judges that are going to really be focused on the bigger picture items. And they're, as I said, they're going to do the simple math to figure out, does it work, does it not work?
Okay.
So you've done an excellent job of getting into the details and into the weeds of the deal.
Right.
And I applaud you for doing that. But that's not going to win the
No, I
competition.
know.
Of course.
What's going to win the competition
This is just all we have to show you.
you know, ultimately the, you know, telling the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
You got the hard part done.
Yeah, you did the really difficult part.
Right.
Do you have anything in there for your, how you structure the deal? Is it, any kind of JV?
No.
Do you
No.
plan to, or
No, I don't. No, I don't.
is that a requirement, or?
No.
No, it's
No, because I figured if I just give them the bottom line, they can,
not. Yeah.
instead of guessing,
Sure,
like
yeah.
bringing in a partner, or what the expectations are of the partner.
We did go through the analysis of how the loans will be set up as far as developing it is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But as
We
far
did
as
the-
their equity portion, I figure we'll leave it up to them to take care of.
I did have some questions on this, but I wasn't sure. This is actually year 2. I mean, what important metrics are like on a like cash on cost? I mean, what should I know they wanted net present value, that was part of the case, but
I mean, for me, I really focus on the IRRs.
IRRs?
Cash on cash.
Okay.
And if you ask a lender, who's going to probably be looking at this, loan to value, debt service coverage.
Okay.
But with hotel use, I mean, you are going to be focused on, you know, the average daily room rate.
Right.
You are, yeah, that sort of thing. So I would include, you know, those key pieces of information. But you know, once again, you don't obviously have to have all the dirty details in the.
Okay.
I think how you have it there is perfect. You have the IRR, you have cash on cash, and you have net present value. I mean,
Yeah, those are the 3 items in the
I
requirements.
mean,
that
some
they
people
want.
like to look at a multiple.
Yeah, and that is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, absolutely love that. But that's not going
Right.
to go in the oral presentation. That is going to go in the written document.
Do I use year 2? I use stabilization year as or do I take it out to the year 10 at the sale for my cash on
What
cash
was their
return?
like desired hold period? I guess did they specify?
They just said 10 year.
10 year. Yeah, it's 10 year.
You do it on the 10-year cash flow,
That's what they.
or you do it on stabilization?
That's what it said in there.
10-year, but
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
wondering on the cash on cash return, do you do it on the stabilization or do you take
Cash on
it?
cash you can do each year. If you
You
know.
could do each year.
Yeah. in which
So I could
case
just
it's
run it
a
out
shorter line
across.
item.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
the best.
easy.
You
Yeah.
cover yourself that way.
Yeah. My other question was here on the sensitivity analysis. Should I be doing sensitivity on the unknowns, like CPI and cap rates, instead of doing it on sort of the knowns of leverage and?
I think it's helpful to have that. I mean, I do. I mean, you know, I understand where you're coming from with your question, but I think, you know, having that displayed there, I think is a good idea.
Okay. So should I do another box then on the
I don't think it
CPI?
can hurt, like,
Okay.
because I don't know what the CPI is going to be in 5 years.
I mean,
Right.
You have to understand, both Lynn and I are kind of, we love numbers, okay? Not everybody is going to be a numbers,
Okay, so
you
put
know,
more is better than less on numbers.
you know, well, in the written portion.
Right.
Because I want to be able to go to the written portion
Right.
and effectively see where all this is coming from.
Okay.
You know, whenever you just,
A written portion is just emailed, correct?
right.
Okay. So,
I thought I saw something, they wanted a hard copy to.
That's in the presentation.
at the
you want a hard copy of the
Yeah,
presentation?
at the actual,
So we need to print that out?
right,
Okay. I guess 7 copies or
So
6
just the
copies.
presentation, okay.
right.
And then this is a
To answer your
retail.
question, Dustin, I think the more, you know, as far as the report, the more unknowns you can have supporting with the sensitivity analysis. Because if somebody's sitting there saying, well, what if CPI goes down by 3% or whatever?
It's there.
It's
Okay.
there. You know, so well, funny you asked. To go to page 3. You know,
Okay.
I like to have backup for everything.
Here's another way to think about this as well, that goes beyond the presentation, and that is, part of this is to demonstrate your skill sets,
Right.
okay? And so there are different skill sets that get demonstrated by different aspects of this. Someone, I would expect, on the judging panel, is going to look at your written report and see all of these spreadsheets that you've created, and it's probably going to ask the question, who did these? Okay, and they're going to say, all right, because this person did these, I want to hire them.
Okay.
That's what we're sort of saying, you know, that it's extremely important, you know, that you know, you keep that into perspective.
So that's our project. Can't change the design because my SketchUp subscription ran out.
So it's Christmas all year round?
SketchUp, yeah, it's Christmas all year round.
So,
All right.
yet again, on the design, can you go back and keep
Yeah.
it up real quick? Just a couple of quick comments. I think you need to, once again, be able to kind of address,
Okay.
if you can get back to it.
This Google subscription ran out too.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, just like that.
Okay.
So, yet again, my obsession with this is that I worry about the visibility aspect, and that once again, that pretty much all these stores are inwardly facing each other. I mean, I guess in one sense, you could just sort of look at it that it's like a sort of a outdoor mall that's, you know, sort of structured like an indoor mall, but I think you do need to think about a response potentially to someone sort of saying, well,
You can't see it from the street.
yeah, you can't see it from the street, and
Well,
you know, what's your signage,
right.
or what's,
creating an entrance with that.
Well, yeah, no, and you know, if you think about like like when I think about it in my head, you know, like an H&M has this like gigantic glass, or you know, glass facade that kind of wraps the corner of the building, and this street doesn't get any traffic, and it's all industrial, so I'm not worried about it. This is you know, some loading here that we can do. There's a drive lane here. You know, here there's also access up to this point, and we just exit out. But this is the most valuable piece of property.
right,
Is right here. So again, if you know, this took me a lot of time on SketchUp, and I just learned SketchUp, you know, from last competition. But if I could do like a prettier facade, or just take a picture of one from the internet, you know.
That's what I was going to recommend, is maybe having a
But
line.
that's kind of the idea. Since this is the most valuable piece of real estate,
yeah,
it's really you
needs a pop,
gotta pull those people out of Dolphin Mall to come over here.
yeah.
And you only need 2% of the visitors coming
Right.
to Dolphin Mall to come
It
over
needs to
here.
be visually stunning, I think.
What age or demographics are you guys kind of focusing or targeting?
Oh, I mean, we're
Anyone
based.
in H&M, if anyone, like that whole H&M demographic, or?
Well, look, I was thinking H&M just because they're in 2 locations right now, one in Aventura and one on Lincoln Road. 36 million people coming to the mall, a lot of international travelers. Whatever's not in Dolphin Mall, you need like one major person to draw people out of Dolphin Mall. And I thought, you know, like an H&M that's not super high scale. They like to be in the high end areas, but we looked up their requirements, and this fits their requirements as far as because they will go into a strip center.
And I'm assuming they're taking that corner piece there at the bottom.
That's what I would like to have someone there that's very visually drawing, that if someone doesn't know that they're there, they drive by, they see them.
So I guess on the PowerPoint, if you have just like a line pointing to there, like an arrow, and then have a picture of the H&M out, you know, exterior
Okay.
facade of the H&M. That way you can see,
Like a more of a, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's a great project.
Any thoughts, comments, observations?
Do you have any concerns about the rooftop parking? I mean, think it's viable, or
Is that
you think it's like?
We thought about, our group thought about rooftop parking on our program. And then since we had, that's why we moved our autoplex farther,
Mhm.
so we have enough, but we thought about it too. So there's not enough room, and in the parking
It's
requirement.
not common here, but we have found some terrible
Usually like
properties.
David Mall has like that.
David Mall, yes, well, it's like
Like
the
that
parking
quasi-
garages, yeah.
Yeah.
And Pinecrest has a couple of strip centers that they just built a brand new one with the Starbucks and the Chipotle.
Oh, yeah.
It's all parking on, you know where that is?
Yeah.
On like 140th Street?
I don't see a problem. You know, I mean, I don't know the ingress and egress there for the.
Well, you gotta figure that, I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
design it. You
Yeah.
know, that's just like the concept.
Sure. I mean, and I think your
You gotta
cost
figure out where to
is
put all your
18,000,
you know,
you said
piano.
18,000 of space? Is that-
16,000.
Where's the 14% green space? I mean, that seems a little.
Well, you got this whole center, well, we have 20 actually.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, our Christmas tree, no, but this whole area is all, it's all walkable.
It's all grass
You
and
can
picnics.
have.
Green
You
space.
can have green inside too, right? Yeah.
They don't necessarily, I don't think
Something
they
you
count.
just may
look
look
at
at
is
is just
It's,
maybe
they
adding
call it
some
like
more green on there to
permeable,
make
you
it-
know, where the water can percolate through the, so paver bricks is permeable.
Out of curiosity, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I really like the idea for a hotel, because that's one thing they stressed when they initially came, saying that the tourism over there is exploding. So I would really capitalize maybe on the tourism industry in that area. I think that hotel component is hot.
They're building like 240 units.
I didn't think they would let you build
Aren't they
another
sister
hotel. I
brands?
didn't know.
No, they're
Well,
not.
The hotels target different demographics.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, price.
They have a, like a Homewood Suites, which is a different demographic, and it's a dual brand. And then they have a little bit more upscale, I forget what it's called, it's like a new Hilton. But their target ADR is 165 for that. That's probably a little bit more in line with like the Courtyard Marriott. So we just wanted to have an alternative at a little bit lower price point for them.
The only suggestion I would give you guys is just to put something colorful, like photos of what you would like, you know, to look, you want it to look like, or maybe like an existing place that, you know, looks like.
Just for everyone, I'm kind of curious. I know I saw like a common trend with the retail. Was there limitations on office or industrial use? Or
Well, yeah, industrial, the cost of the land was, their basis is too high, so it wasn't feasible.
Okay.
And
sort of
multifamily, it wasn't zoned, and when everyone just said, don't go there,
Yeah.
because
I
it'll
personally
complicate
don't
it.
help multifamily.
I would like multifamily there,
And,
just because it's right next to the
And
mall.
office was.
Office is kind of like oversaturated.
One of the
And
springs-
outlet.
That was our original thing, and
Office.
yeah, we hadn't.
I'm just curious.
Scrapped it fairly quick.
I think that just the market, when we did the market research too, we didn't have retail going in, but just this last 2014, the vacancy rate, all those things were just saying that, hey.
Yeah, those vacancies.
Yeah,
are
retail is
true.
pretty
Yeah.
hot over there
Office
right
there
now.
It's
is
just hot right
not
now,
a
and
good
so-
idea to build.
What's up?
It's hard,
Office
yeah.
there is
It's office-
really
a lot of
oversaturated, the
vacancies,
class B has really, really high vacancy, and you can't put like a big tower there.
You can't do
Yeah.
So you
class A.
can't compete with like the real class A in the market,
Mhm.
and they're the only ones that have low vacancy. Class B
Makes
vacancy is
sense.
like somewhere near 20%
It's like
in that
tilt wall
market.
construction to keep
I
it
think it's
cheap, and
19.
Yeah.
it ends up being, you know, class.
Yeah.
Also, there is an office project, one of the strings that I included in mine. There's a brand new office project going up 3 blocks from our site, and I think it's 80,000 square feet, brand new. So that would have been a competitor, you know.
And they got that
oversaturation
downtown
market.
Doral going up,
Yeah.
a ton of office product coming online over there.
It's a good idea to kind of show that you researched the office and,
Yeah.
and multifamily and everything
Definitely.
else in between to show why you ended up with retail, not just because of the mall. That might be a good thing to go ahead.
One other final little thing, I think you're probably the only representative from your group left. Oh, okay. I'll kind of bailed on you. In the written project, be very conscious of the font size of that as well, okay? And I would say at minimum, probably a 12.5 font, at maximum, 13 or 14, but
Yeah.
because, and then also I would even, say that probably Arial or something that's, doesn't, I mean, it's easier on the eye to read. I think it's what you guys may have used or something similar to Arial on yours. Well, no, it was actually, it was, y'all, yeah, y'all, that was the easiest read of any of them. I didn't, didn't have to magnifying glass out or so again, please be aware of that because pretty much most of the judges are older, so their eyes are not as good as what, potentially yours may be.
Reread it for grammar and spelling and all that.
I'm just kidding.
As far as paper contribution, first we put, it says everybody has to put, sign off that they wrote this. So how should that be formatted, on the table of contents or before each section?
I would say put it at the end.
At the end, okay.
I'll leave it down.
Now, I'd also be very cognizant of like, once again, the sourcing of the material. Some of you, I think most of you, well, put all of your sources at the end, but yet in the actual paper itself, you didn't actually say where this came from. You need to be aware of that because, once again, someone picking it up, they're not, if you've got, let's say, 15 different sources listed, they're not going to know which one of those it came from. They need to know that this graph or this particular section came from which source, okay? Other thoughts, comments, observations?
Just a
So
quick
good luck,
one.
you got a lot of work ahead of you to finish up the final paper by, it is due Monday, 10 a.m.
I like this.
To me and Eric.
Can you please resend the address for our meeting next week?
It is in the email that Eric sent.
Okay, we didn't get it. We just checked.
Not in the-
Just a quick one for you to look into that. Now, we're working on one, and a lot of us want to do one thing. I just really. It gives you back, hey, when you rate that, according to the individual section. Well, Dustin's numbers are really up. Okay, make it great Monday.
All right. We're good to go. We're good to go.
Yeah, I like the color.
The colors also. Neat things.